We got about 6 minutes for you folks that I'm about to start talking roads to. You got 6 minutes, okay? So let's look at the Dredson area. Pikeview Street, Oak Grove Road, Snake Hill Road. I think that's Morrow Street, West Main Street. This is all the areas in Dredson. Bills Road. These areas, if you live near or on those streets that I've just seen, or if you see the name of your street on this map, you have 6 minutes, probably 5 minutes now, until this tornado moves into your area. Again, this is a confirmed tornado on the ground moving into Dredson right now. You've got about 5 minutes to get to your safe spot. That's a basement if you have it. I know a lot of these, if this is headed your way, sometimes the bathroom is on an outside wall, but your closet is not. Your closet is an interior room. That closet is safer than the bathroom because the outside wall could still get debris into the room where you are taking shelter. So again, we have a confirmed tornado on the ground moving towards Dredson right now in Weakley County. So if you're just joining in, let me pan out and get everybody a bird's eye view of what's going on. Got a pretty strong storm in Livingston County moving towards Crittenden County in western Kentucky. It's slightly elevated. Main threat with that would be some hail. We've got another strong storm that's going to be moving into the southern part of Weakley County. It is severe, but it is not showing rotation. And we've got other showers moving towards Paducah. More activity building up in northeastern Arkansas, but this activity is much, much weaker. This is what we're going to be concerned with over the next 50 minutes or so. I really hope this can take a little more of a right-hand turn and miss Callaway County, because this may be the only warning we get today for tornadoes, because this is the storm. I've been watching it since it was east of Jonesboro. It was moving into a very favorable position for storms to develop, and it has done so. So let's zoom in, get an updated look. You get any more information?
Has just been reported that there's damage in Rutherford.
Okay, damage in Rutherford. So this is not
only
homes,
yeah,
to some homes. So we're having damage to homes from a tornado that is on the ground that we can confirm with First Alert Doppler Network that we have a tornado. Again, we went on the air right as it was crossing into Weakley County, and it looks as though the debris signature is not as great as it was, and please let that be the case, because this rotation is moving right into Dredson. We still have a very tight rotation right there, so we can't let our guard down. Even though the debris signature is not as great, that rotation is very, very tight moving into the southern end of Dredson. So again, we have, you said where? Near Rutherford?
Yep, and we just got another report to damage at the Rutherford Fire Station as well.
Okay, the Rutherford Fire Station, and I'm assuming that's on the southern end of Martin, or just south of Martin. So as we take a look at the velocity, there's our possible tornado. Again, earlier it was on the ground. This has done damage. It looks to me like it is trying to cycle, meaning that it could be weakening as it's moving into Dredson. But again, we still have circulation on the ground, possibly. So Dredson, you need to be in your safe spot right now. This is going across the southern end of Dredson. It's going to stay, again, this is staying to the south of Martin, Tennessee. But this tornado is on the ground. This tornado has done damage, and it's moving off to the northeast at 55 miles per hour. So I'm going to scope it again. We're going to see if we have any new signs of debris showing up, and hopefully it looks like what I'm seeing here, Megan, is a little bit of debris that's falling out of the sky on the back side of this, meaning it's probably not on the ground at this moment, but we are having debris that is falling to the ground from what it hit earlier. Hopefully that's a sign that this storm is going to continue to show signs of weakening. We still got a tight circulation right there, though. So very tight circulation right here moving into the southern end of Dredson. You can see it right here, and it's going to be crossing Main Street. Now I want to zoom in again because it may be called something different in Dredson, but you can see this is Main Street in Martin, Tennessee. Let's kind of zoom into this area right here. And it's Highway 22, Tennessee Highway 22. The tornado, the possible tornado, is going to cross the southern end of Dredson. It's probably going to get close to Evergreen Street and Davis Memorial Road, where these intersect Highway 22. So if you live in any of these areas, this is where you definitely need to be in your safe spot. Basically, any street that you see on this map right now, you need to be in your safe spot. Basement if you have it, and if you don't have it, we need to be on the lowest level of your home, the center room, an interior room. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible as we continue to track this tornado that is moving towards the Dredson area. Now, what are we looking at here? We're seeing a very strong indication of winds on the backside of the storm. You see how we've got this flow right in here, this little notch right here. That is what we call a rear flank downdraft. That's some very strong gusty winds that are going to be moving on the south side of Dredson. And then there's Rutherford. So the tornado touched down in Rutherford and then crossed into Weakley County. So again, the fire station in Rutherford was hit. We've had homes that have been hit and damaged, and that continued as it moved into Weakley County. We saw damage, or we saw debris at least, on First Alert Doppler Network. So again, we continue to track this tornado near the Dredson area right now. Let's put the winds on here. And again, the update, it's not as tight. We have a broad circulation moving right across the Dredson area. It's moving at 55 miles per hour. This is the county line. Once it gets out of Weakley County, it's no longer in our viewing area, and we'll toss things back to regular scheduled programming. And let me get you an idea of how long it's going to take. Now, this circulation is headed towards Palmersville now, and it'll be moving out of our area in about 12 minutes. But if I continue, in about 33 minutes, it'll be moving into southeastern Callaway County. So we're going to have to watch that closely in case it holds together, in case it redevelops. But we do have that rotation in Dredson right now with a storm that did produce some damage. We did have a tornado on the ground. And that doesn't look, it is a little suspicious, but I don't think it lines up with the velocity. It's close, so we could be seeing a redevelopment right there on the south side of Dredson. Right on the south side of Dredson. Boy, that is it is tightening up right there. You can see it. Let me zoom in even closer so we can get an idea of where this tornado is right now. We've got a tornado that has caused damage in Weakley County, Tennessee. It is moving into the Dredson area right now, and it's going to be in Weakley County for about another 13 minutes or so, based on the current speed that we see. Now we're going into the Dredson area, and we're looking, and this is more of a hail spike. I can see that now. So we're seeing some hail over Highway 89 there, west of Dredson. But to the south of Dredson, we're seeing, yeah, there it is. That is a tight circulation, so we could possibly be seeing a new tornado form that is moving right across Highway 22. That's Highway 22 in Weakley County, Tennessee, just to the, 1 or 2 miles to the south-southeast or east-southeast of Dredson in Weakley County, Tennessee. Are we getting any other updates from damage or anything?
It looks like we're still, we don't have any new updates as of this moment now.
All right, so we're kind of doing a little shift change here as well with the girls. I got Madeline coming in to help me now. Megan's been watching the radars all morning, as has I, and now it's going to be, I'm going to be hanging out with Madeline for a while as we track this storm. Again, it is about to move out of Weakley County. I'm going to leave the full radar up here for just a second. I need to check a couple of things. Again, why are we on the air? We've got a confirmed tornado that's in Weakley County, Tennessee. It has caused damage, and it looks like it could be regenerating right now. I'm checking a couple of other sources that I like to look at just to see what's going on. And yeah, there is that is a tight circulation, very tight. that is to the southeast of Dresden. And there is what appears to be on my other source a possibility of some debris again. This tornado is crossing Highway 22 right now. This tornado is crossing Highway 22 right now to the east of Dresden. Again, we have a confirmed tornado that has done damage in northwestern Tennessee, and that's why we were on the air. And you can see most of the area is fairly quiet. We've got a pretty strong storm that is moving into Crittenden County that I mentioned earlier. Main threat with this is hail, maybe some 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts as it heads from Salem to Marion, but we're not seeing anything to be concerned with when it comes to tornadic activity. Our only storm that we're really concerned with right now for the possibility of a tornado is the one that is in Weakley County, where we have seen some damage. Hopefully everybody took the warning seriously and we had people in shelter. I want to take a look at the other storm that's coming into Weakley County. And notice we don't have any circulation with this. This is in Dyer County, but there it is. You can't miss that. We have a tornado, at least on radar, just to the east of Dresden. Very tight circulation right here. And now it has, like I said, it had crossed Highway 22. It is about to cross Highway 54. So let me give you your heads up, your first alert, that you've got about 1 or 2 minutes. There you go. So 3 minutes when this was taken, and this is about 1 minute old. So you got 2 minutes till this tornado crosses Highway 54. And it's going to be in Weakley County for about 9 more minutes. About 9 more minutes, we're going to be dealing with this storm in our viewing area, and then we'll be throwing things back to our regular scheduled program and watching the radars in case this holds together and moves into Callaway County. I want to do another track on this tornado to give you folks in Callaway County, Kentucky, your first alert, because this is headed towards the extreme southeastern part of Callaway County, and we'll kind of put a line track. Look, I'm just doing the tornado itself. I'm not doing the thunderstorm, just the tornado. And so if it holds together, it'll be crossing into Callaway County in about 30 minutes. So southeastern Callaway County, you've got 30 minutes to be thinking, where would I go? Now, this is going to stay to the south of Murray, Kentucky. You don't have to worry about it. But if you're in southeastern Callaway County near the Kentucky Lake, you've got a little bit of time to watch this storm. Now, we did just get another severe thunderstorm warning issued, and I want to kind of see where that is. And it's a continuation of this thunderstorm for this storm that is right here that's moving in to Weakley County right now. No threat of a tornado with that storm, at least right now, from what we're seeing. Our main concern, you can see the purple with the black hatch marks. That is a confirmed tornado that we saw in Weakley County. Again, we've got a tornado in Weakley County, and it's crossed Highway 22 east of Dresden and is headed right now over Highway 54. You can see here is Highway 54 east of Dresden. Let's take a look, and we can see that there's the tornado. It's crossing Highway 54 right now in Weakley County. And let's zoom in a little bit more and see if we get any more roads to pop up. There's our tornado, and based on when this shot was taken from the Paducah radar site, it is definitely crossing Highway 54 right now. And the good news is the rotation looks a little weaker, and so I think that we're probably going to be seeing this tornado warning dropped here in about 5 to 10 minutes. I'm going to stay with it at least 2 more scans, to make sure that this trend is continuing, that the trend is weakening. But if you live along Highway 54 right now, you still need to be seeking shelter in your safe spot. That's a basement if you have it. If you don't have it, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. On the lowest level of your home, that center room. Again, I always say the bathroom may not be the best place for you to be. If the bathroom is on an outside wall, if you have a window, it's not the best place to be. That interior closet that doesn't have a window and is surrounded by other rooms would be a better place to be because it would protect you more from debris. Here's that other severe storm that's basically taking the exact same track that this storm did. and it's moving towards Greenfield right now. And again, thankfully, not seeing any rotation with that. So the main threat with the new storm that's coming into Weakley County is hail. But again, we're watching right now a possible tornado that's crossing Highway 54 right now in Weakley County. We'll scope it with the storm relative shear to get a better idea of the winds going. Yeah, you can see it right there. Bright red next to bright green. That's our possible tornado crossing the highway right now. We should be getting an update here any minute. The debris, there's still signs of debris right with the shear. Now, it may not be on the ground because it also looks like it may be kind of a spike from a hail core, but it is so close and it's already caused damage. We need to assume that we have a tornado on the ground moving across Highway 54 as we speak in eastern Weakley County. So this is well to the east of Martin. This is well to the east of Union City. This is now out of the Dredson area. This is staying north of the Gleason area. So if you're in Gleason, this tornado is to your north. The tornado itself will stay to the south of Palmersville as it moves across Highway 54, and it is about to move out of Weakley County. So we're waiting for, there's the latest update. Okay, the shear now, it looks like it is becoming linear, which means it looks as though we are seeing the end of that possible tornado. So again, I said I wanted to get 2 more scans. That's one. Let's make sure we get one more scan that it is showing no tornadic signature. And I keep showing this storm as well because it looks very, very strong. Excuse me, it is severe. So I keep watching for possible rotation because it is in a favorable environment. But this storm looks like we may finally be seeing an end to the tornado. Hopefully that is the case. So we got about another 3 or 4 minutes to watch this as it moves in eastern Weakley County to see if it moves out of the area. And as we pan up to the north for you folks in Crittenden County, again, just a strong storm with a little bit of small hail, but that's about it. Some scattered showers through the Paducah area and a lot of western Kentucky. And again, our main threat right now is this storm that on radar at least shows the possibility of a tornado. But the good news is the radar is showing that it's weakening, and we'll be watching this closely in case it spins up, because this storm is headed towards the southern part of Weakley County, just a little south of this movement. And there's no cold air entrainment from rain because this storm is taking the air to the south and east. That's what it's getting, feeding into it. So we'll continue to watch that. Hopefully that is not going to wrap up. But of course, we'll be watching the radars closely. I'm watching them right now. I want to see. We still haven't gotten a new scan yet, but that is looking very, very weak. We should get an update here in about, I would say, 30 seconds on this. Yes.
We do have some reports of damage, especially to some roofs around the Rutherford area. Right. And also to the fire station. That's to the
fire station in Rutherford. Yeah, that was just outside of Weakley County. That's when it first touched down. We've got, again, I'm waiting for this one more scan. Want to make sure that everybody is safe before we throw things back to our regular programming. Again, we're seeing some gusty winds here. This is to the south of Palmersville. This is to the south and east of Dredson. There's our latest scan. It's crossing out of Weakley County right now, and it looks much, much weaker. So with that said, Madeline and I now will be continuing to watch the radars closely. You're still going to see that red box for a little while for Weakley County. The tornado has weakened on radar, and the tornado is moving out of Weakley County right now, or the area of the storm that could produce a tornado. We're watching this area right here closely near Greenfield, and we'll continue to monitor this. We're starting to get a little weak rotation in southeastern Weakley County, but it doesn't look anything like what we saw earlier near Dredson and over towards south of Martin, Tennessee. So with that said, for right now, we're going to throw things back to the regular program, but if we see any more tornadic activity, we will break in and let you know.
On Friday, the United Nations Council took a vote in support of the ceasefire. The 15-member council voted 13-1, and the UK abstaining their vote.
Although the United States strongly supports a durable peace in which both Israelis and Palestinians can live in peace and security, we do not support this resolution's call for an unsustainable ceasefire that will only plant the seeds for the next war.
The decision comes as Israel continues to level the Gaza Strip with relentless airstrikes, and some of those places are where civilians were told to evacuate to. UN Secretary Antonio Guterres says the region has reached a breaking point with humanitarian aid, and the consequences could be devastating to the region. Ethan Crumbley will spend the rest of his life in prison without parole for the mass shooting at Oxford High School in 2021. The decision came down after a long day of statements from the victims' families and survivors. And after listening to stories about the Michigan team's ruthlessness, Judge Kwame Rowe rejected defense attorneys' pleas to give Crumbley a shorter term. In 2012, the Supreme Court ruled that life without parole sentences for minors is excessive, except for the worst of offenders. The shooting at Oxford High School killed 4 students and wounded 6. A Texas woman's life once again hangs in the balance after the state Supreme Court blocked a lower court's ruling earlier this week to allow her to get an emergency abortion. Kate Cox received a temporary order to get an abortion on Wednesday. It would prevent the state from enforcing their statewide ban on abortions. However, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton says her condition does not meet the criteria for a, quote, medical exception. Cox's attorneys say she's still pregnant, but her baby is at risk of a miscarriage or stillbirth.
On Local 6 Saturday, the next
tornado
steps
tag
involving
that's been dropped.
COVID-19 testing
So at this
and
point
treatment
now,
as we move
we are
forward
watching here in
toward
Henry
the
County
holiday season.
for the possibility
Chronic
of
wasting
this
disease in
storm.
West Kentucky. What
It
experts
still has
know
rotation,
now.
but we have not had anything
And we have a chance
confirmed
for strong
recently
to severe
of
thunderstorms
anything on the
later on
ground.
this afternoon,
No
some
damage
of which could
reported.
contain
Thankfully
gusty
back
winds,
around
large hail,
Dresden,
and a potential
then back
brief threat
here
of tornado.
to the east
We'll
of
have that coming.
Greenfield. The regular radar scan looks a lot worse than the velocity scan. The velocity is not showing quite the same level of intensity with the winds on this storm, but there is still some rotation here in Henry County. So let's go down for a closer view of that and show you what's going on here. And again, this is mainly rural areas here of Henry County. We're just to the south of Cottage Grove. That's where we find a little bit of that rotation. May come close to the community of Whitlock here in Henry County as well. So let's pan back down to the south and zoom out just a little bit. Actually, let's give you a quick reset across the area here, because we do have other showers and thunderstorms that are ongoing right now. Action here across western Kentucky is not severe. No warnings on any of this. There has been a little bit of hail reported here and there across the area, but nothing severe. Let's give you a quick update here across western Kentucky. threat possible where you see those shades of purple, and then that's moving up toward the Gleason area. And then we've got, looks like a new severe thunderstorm warning coming out here. Get the information on that.
Yep, that's up in, and there's a new tornado warning that's out as well.
Okay, yes.
It's now the tornado warned storm now moving northeast at 45 and still radar indicated rotation.
Yes. All right, so here is our storm that we're watching around the Gleason area. Let's get you that new tornado warning. I have to zoom this out so we can get that real estate on the map for you. All right, and that new tornado warning does come up just to the Kentucky-Tennessee line. This is going to go until 1 o'clock now for Henry and Weakley County. Cottage Grove, Paris, and Puryear are all included in this tornado warning. We also continue with a tornado warning officially for a few more minutes back here in Weakley County. That's set to expire at 12:30 because of, this was initially issued with the storm that just missed Dresden to the south, but I think we're going to let that warning go for a few more minutes just to keep a close eye on this part of the storm that's off to the northwest of McKenzie. And then within this, we've also got severe thunderstorm warnings. Let's go back down and give you a look at the recent scans on the winds with this storm. And there is still a very noticeable area of rotation that is here in rural sections of Henry County. Just for reference here, give you some distance. This is about 7 to 8 miles southwest of Puryear. So this is going to pass just to the south of Puryear. Pretty rural areas again out here in Henry County. And this is radar indicated rotation. We have not seen the strong signature like we had earlier back near the Rutherford and north of Greenfield areas. Right now, debris signature looks really messy, so that's a good thing. Certainly not looking at anything right now that would lead us to believe that there's ongoing damage being done, but this tornado warning continues nonetheless. So if you live south of Puryear, north of Paris, we need to be taking shelter now. Make sure that you go to your interior hallway or closet. Put as many walls between you and the outside as you can. Keep away from windows. And if you have a basement, of course, that's where we want to head if we have access. Also, there are some strong gusty winds away from that area of rotation down to the west of Paris. Some of these brighter shades of green representing where we likely have some gusts, at least in the 30 to 40 mile per hour range. All right, let's pan back down to the southwest a little bit. And again, our storm that is east of Greenfield, in terms of the reflectivity, it looks pretty nasty. A lot of rain here and possibly some hail moving into Gleason. That would be likely smaller pea to dime size hail. But we're not really seeing the signatures of any rotation here out of this at the moment. We did have that a little while ago, but it just hasn't quite materialized. So that's a good thing. And then as we look toward the northwest, our other storms still continuing to show signs of rotation, but nothing like what it was a little bit ago. This storm here in Henry County, a lot of rain, not really seeing that hook echo, that well-defined signature like what we had back in Gibson and Weakley County. This is more of a line of storms with the potential for some embedded rotation here with this storm moving into the Puryear area. So let's zoom this out, give you another track on where this is headed. Nolan, you have anything new over there?
We do have a photo from the Rutherford Fire Station. It's took quite a bit of damage. Looks like potentially some parts of it come down on top of the trucks, but looks like considerable damage to the structure itself. I have that up on Weather 2.
Yeah, if you can put that into a graphic and pop it up on Weather 2.
Yep, it's all set to go on here.
Okay, well, we'll get to that here in just a second. Let's put a track on this. And we'll track this line of storms moving to the northeast at about 50 miles per hour. So again, this is going to be exiting the Local 6 area fairly quickly here. Right now it looks like Paris, the storm just about in town, but the worst of the storm for Paris is north of town. All right, so the rotating part of that is north. It's a couple miles south of Puryear. Moons, Tennessee, about 12:42, and then Dover at about 1 o'clock. Heavy rain right now in Murray. Nothing severe here in the Callaway County area for right now.
So several houses were hit now on Summers Road in Dresden.
Okay.
Injuries being reported, unfortunately.
Goodness. All right, Alex, I'm not sure if you're able to pull up graphics on Weather 2. All right, here is our, this is some damage coming in from around the Rutherford Fire Station. And you can see here quite a bit of damage, unfortunately, in that area. Hate to see that. This storm just really pulsing up very quickly here, about 45 minutes ago. And you can see there that coming in from the Rutherford Fire Station again with some significant damage there in that area. Again, also seeing some reports, hearing reports now of some houses damaged, the Summers Road area of Dresden. All right, goodness. All right, let's go back to Weather 1. And let's continue to watch this. We now do have a severe thunderstorm warning here in Callaway County off to the southeast of Murray. All right, let's get you that new information here. So severe thunderstorm warning until 1:15 for Callaway County. That includes Hazel and New Concord for the possibility of gusty winds, 60 miles per hour, hail, quarter-inch possibly, and the warning carries a tornado possible tag. So that tornado possible tag lets us know that, of course, this storm has had a history of producing a tornado, and it is in an environment where we do have a lot of wind shear, and so that could lead to something to watch here. Murray proper, you guys, the city of Murray is not in this warning. This is for Hazel and New Concord, but again, our tornado signature has been to the south of those areas. So let's go back here and give you another look at what it looks like right now on radar. And again, we've got a little signature here just to the north of Paris here. These are both pretty weak signatures, but within this, there may be a quick spin up of something that is only on the ground for maybe a minute or two. This is not going to be a long-lasting tornado, but it is one that we're going to have to monitor a threat here. And right now, the worst of it is here on 641 in between Puryear and Paris. So this is moving off to the northeast along 79. We'll be moving up into northeastern sections of Henry County. That's why we have this continuation of our warning here in Callaway County. It's really for this rotation that's just to the south of Puryear, Tennessee, just in case it gets up here close to the state line. That would be up close to Highway 121. But right now, we're not seeing anything that's just jumping out at us as far as any real strong rotation. Let's check the debris signature here. A little on the messy side. You see there's a couple of little pops of different colors. One of those back to the west of Puryear. Probably just the radar picking up on some of the rainfall there. And then to the north of Paris here, it's a little messy as well. Nothing that's just jumping out at us at the moment. But we'll want to watch this one carefully. Again, our tornado warning goes until 1 o'clock here for Henry County, and as well as severe thunderstorm warning for Hazel up toward New Concord, and that runs until 1 o'clock as well, I believe. Yeah, let's get you that in for 1:15. 1:15, the expiration time on that severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag here in southeastern Callaway County. Does not include the city of Murray. Severe thunderstorm warning continues back here around the Dresden area up toward Paris. That goes until 1 o'clock as well for the potential of winds up to 60 miles per hour. But right now, the main area of concern is this storm that is in Henry County with the possibility of an area of rotation in between Puryear and Paris here in Henry County in Tennessee. We're keeping an eye here as well in southern Callaway County for anything that may spin in that region as well. Continue to monitor things from the National Weather Service. Out of Memphis, we've got a couple reports of damage here again around the Dresden area. We've got large trees down and power lines down south of Dresden. Damage around the Summers Road area close to Chicken Road as well. And also, let's go back to Western Kentucky, as we may have a little hail showing up. Let's go back. We'll zoom out, or move to the north here rather. Keeping an eye on a storm that's coming out of Crittenden County. Yeah, we have a new severe thunderstorm warning here as well. This one is up into the Webster County area right now. This is for hail. And let's get you this information. Severe thunderstorm warning until 1 o'clock for extreme northern sections of Caldwell County. Crittenden County, the storm's really pretty much moved past your area and into Webster County. This is going to be not much of a wind threat here, mainly just the threat for some hail, possibly around the Dixon and Providence areas here in Western Kentucky. We've also got some heavy rain farther to the south in portions of Caldwell County and back in southern Lyon County, but none of this is severe. Right now, the storm we're watching still the storm here in Henry County with the possibility of rotation, and we'll stay with you here until this tornado warning is allowed to expire. Right now, things do not look to be quite as impressive as far as the radar signature is concerned compared to what we saw about 45 minutes ago. But this is one that we're going to have to just kind of keep an eye on, as this storm has had a history of producing some tornadoes back to the west. Right now, the worst of this storm, and there's really not a whole lot to see as far as that signature, is just a mile or two north of Paris in northwest Tennessee. So let's zoom this back out here as we hope that this thing continues to trend downward and get a little bit weaker. And now it does look like the tornado warning has been allowed to expire. So good news here. Was wondering, it just seemed like this thing's kind of losing some of its steam. As we go back to radar, there is quite a bit of rain here, heavy rain, lightning and thunder, probably some gusty winds as well in this area, but we're not looking at the tornado threat like what we had just a little while ago. That has since passed. Off to the north, we still monitor the storm in Callaway County as well. Up around the New Concord area, some very heavy rain, possibly some hail mixing in there as well. But for right now, we are not looking at anything as far as rotation in this area. Let's double check that to make sure nothing's changed over the past few radar scans. No, we've got a lot of rain, but really not much, if any, wind here with this storm in Callaway County.
And we got a new severe warning for a storm coming out of Ripley, Tennessee, that is now going to be moving into parts of Dyer and Gibson County.
Alrighty, well, let's check that one out before we transition away from our storm here in Henry County. Let's go back here and check this one out. Yeah, so this is a storm. This is mainly going to stay south of our area. We do have this severe thunderstorm warning that's just come out. This is down south of the Dyersburg area. It does include sections of Gibson County, so let's get you that information.
Yep, it's moving east-northeast at 45.
Okay. All right, so that's going to go until 1:15 this afternoon, and that does include southern sections of Dyer and Gibson County. This is a storm that will come up likely in between Trenton and Humboldt. What did you say the speed on that was?
East-northeast at 45.
Okay. So we'll put a quick track on that for you. All right, so this storm will be headed up toward the community of Gibson at about 124, miling at around 131. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning continuing here in Henry County. And you see that's now been extended over into Stewart County, Tennessee with that tornado possible tag. So let me give you that information here. This new severe thunderstorm warning that runs until 1:30 for Stewart County. That includes the community of Dover. And again, tornado possible tag. That does not mean that there's a tornado with this storm currently, but this is a storm that's had history of producing a tornado, and is moving off to the northeast and around. What's the latest speed on that storm, Nolan?
That one says northeast at 45.
Okay, so let's do a quick track on this for you as well. We'll have to watch out as this storm moves to the northeast, may impact the Fort Campbell area here within the next 30 to 45 minutes as well. So we'll put a track on this entire line, moving off the east-northeast at about 45. And so that's going to bring the storm to Dover at around 12:57, Lafayette at around 1:12, Fort Campbell at around 1:24 this afternoon. So that's the latest on those storms. But again, our tornado warning has been allowed to expire across Henry County. No longer a tornado warned storm. Unfortunately, we have had some reports of damage. Let me get you that information here and kind of recap this before we wrap up this coverage. So here are some of those storm reports. We had quite a bit of damage around Rutherford, Tennessee, significant damage to the fire station north of town there. That was at 11:38 this morning. We had reports of damage here in Dresden. Trees, power lines down around 12:02, damage to the National Guard Armory, and large trees down along Chicken Road. We also had reports of some homes with damage in the Summer Road area. of Dresden. So unfortunately here, parts of northwest Tennessee getting hit pretty hard with storms this weekend, of course, that we remember back to December 10th. So unfortunately, these storms are really ramping up over the past hour or so. Still looking at this tornado or this severe thunderstorm warning here in Henry County, and we'll continue to monitor this. Since our tornado warning has been allowed to expire, well, I say that, and now here we've got a new tornado warning. All right. Let's give you that information here as parts of Gibson County just coming under a new tornado warning on this storm that's now, this storm is well south of the local 6 area at the moment. It is down south of Dyersburg, but we have a new tornado warning that does include Gibson County.
That one's moving east at 50.
Okay, that runs until 1:30 this afternoon. 1:30 this afternoon, tornado warning here. That it does include the communities of Trenton and Humboldt in northwest Tennessee. This is moving northeast at 50.
Yes.
So we'll track the most dangerous part of the storm off to the northeast, again 50 miles per hour. So here are some arrival times. Humboldt at around 109, Milan at around 121. This will likely stay south of the areas that got hit hardest earlier yesterday. So we're talking about, they got hit hardest earlier today, talking south of the Rutherford area. So between Trenton and Humboldt is where we're likely going to be seeing the worst of this storm coming into the area here in the next 45 minutes or so. Let's zoom down, get a little bit of a closer look. This thing is not in our immediate local 6 area, but we can take a look at it. And yeah, once we switch over to the Memphis radar, you see why there's a tornado warning on this. It's got that classic hook echo, and we check out the velocities here. Yeah, this has got a real well-defined area of rotation here that is in areas to the south of Gates, community of Gates in Tennessee. So let's zoom this in here and get a closer view of what's going on with this storm. This is one that's in an environment where we haven't had any storms yet, so there's plenty of energy to draw on for this storm that's going to be headed up toward Alamo and Humboldt in northwest Tennessee here over the next half an hour or so. Let's go back to regular radar. Again, you can see here this hook echo right in here. That's where we're going to be watching carefully for the possibility of some rotation with this storm. All right, let's zoom back out and check out what's going on with our other storms across the region. Our storm in Henry County and in Callaway County, still a severe thunderstorm warning. The tornado possible part of the warning has been dropped here for Callaway, so that's good news for folks there. And down here around the Paris area, a lot of heavy rain, but as we check out the velocity, really not looking at anything immediately dangerous in this. We've got a lot of wind. Got some gusty wind signatures here, but as far as rotation, that is not a concern for us here. So good news as that storm continues to weaken. As we go back over to regular radar, elsewhere in western Kentucky, things are rainy in some spots, but nothing that's terribly concerning across West Kentucky. Some heavy rain here in Lyon and Caldwell County, and our severe thunderstorm warning that was in effect for Webster County has been allowed to expire. Some heavy rain over toward Reedland and Ledbetter, nothing severe there as well. Again, our new tornado warning here until 1:30, I believe, for Gibson County. Again, this is a radar indicated area of rotation that is well south of the immediate local 6 area, but one that we'll have to watch here carefully down toward Trenton and Humboldt in northwest Tennessee. This is going to be crossing Highway 412 shortly off to the east or to the west of Humboldt, and then coming up pretty close to Trenton and Humboldt again. Let's put another track on this for you as we watch this one move in at 45 miles per hour. All right, so that's going to put us Maury City at about 1 o'clock, Alamo at 1:07. Those are just out of our area. But again, to the north of Humboldt, it's going to be around 1:20 or so this afternoon whenever that storm rolls into that area. We'll want to watch and see how this evolves pretty carefully over the next little bit. Checking things out with the National Weather Service real quick here. Any new information coming in there? Yeah, right now their main concern is this storm that's down here in areas of northwest Tennessee south of the Dyersburg area. So if you're watching in Gibson County right now, tornado warning in effect until 1:30 for you guys, as this storm will be possibly producing right now radar indicated area of rotation, but we may very well see the storm develop into a tornado in the next few minutes. Nolan, do you have anything new on social media, any new photos or anything that have come in?
So far, I've got nothing new coming in here except for the discussion on that southern cell.
Okay. All right, some more information here. Looks like we've got areas around Evergreen Street, Summers Road. This is around the Dresden area, just to the southeast of Dresden. Reports of Evergreen Street, Summers Road, Davis Memorial Road. Folks trying to get out to residents that were hit by the storm there. Multiple trees, power lines, and houses hit in that area. Also had some reports of hail around the Crittenden County area. That was, again, about a half an hour or so. All right, so right here, this is where we have the possibility of rotation here that could develop into a tornado in the next few minutes. This is just to the south of Dyer and Gibson County. So we're watching this one carefully here for you in the Trenton and Humboldt areas here in northwest Tennessee. Right now, nothing immediately concerning in Gibson County, but off to the southwest of town, this is where we have rotation that's starting to become more organized, certainly has over the past few minutes. You see kind of a hook echo on this storm here. Just off to the west of the Alamo area is where we're watching that. Right now, it does not appear to be a system that is the radar is indicating rotation. I'm not seeing anything that would lead me to believe there's a tornado on the ground at the moment. And the radar signature here, as far as the debris tracker is concerned, nothing that jumps out to me here at the moment as well. So we'll continue to watch this storm. Elsewhere, things starting to kind of weaken a little bit with our storm that's been up around Henry County. Not quite as impressive of a radar signature on that. Just a line of thunderstorms here from Paris up toward the New Concord area. These storms have had a history of rotation, but nothing rotating right now on that. This is our one storm in town that we're watching here to the south of the Dyersburg area, coming up into Gibson County. Again, that tornado warning goes until 1:30 this afternoon. Elsewhere across western Kentucky, we are pretty much in the clear. No severe threat for western Kentucky. We're all good. Showers and some thunderstorms here around the Mayfield area up toward Benton and Madisonville, Princeton, all these areas of rain. Severe threat is pretty much over. Once the winds turn around to the northwest, behind our incoming cold front, some drier, cooler air will be coming in, and that's when we're going to see the severe threat end and a wintry feel come in by later on tonight, as things will get much colder behind this system. So again, most of western Kentucky, we'll keep an eye on storms here in Trigg and Christian County. Those are the two areas here where we still have to watch out for the possibility of something developing in western Kentucky. But for the rest of us, back toward Marshall County, Graves County, Livingston, all of you guys are in the clear. No issues with storms in these areas. So let's go back down into northwest Tennessee, watching this storm that's coming up into Gibson County, and we'll stay with you here until this warning is allowed to expire. If you're watching here from the Humboldt area up toward Milan, we need to watch this really closely. It's going to be time to take shelter here in just a couple of minutes as this storm comes on up into your backyard. And let's go back down for a look at the velocities. Back to the west of Alamo, we've got some areas of rotation. Again, not seeing anything confirmed at the moment, but we're in an environment here today where things could spin up quickly in those areas. Nolan, you see anything new?
No, so far nothing new, except they've updated the severe thunderstorm tag with that to a tornado possible as well.
Okay. All right, so let's go back over here and back to radar. Let's give you a track on this, give you some updated times on this storm. Again, the severe thunderstorm warning, as Nolan just mentioned here, a severe thunderstorm now with a tornado possible tag, but that really is kind of a moot point because it's in the tornado warning polygon area here. I have to zoom out just a little bit here for this track. All right, so let's give you a track here on the most dangerous part of the storm, which is right here, off to the northeast at about 45 miles per hour. So these are the areas that if the storm holds together will be impacted. Moving into Gibson County here in about the next 15 minutes or so. The storm is just to the north of Alamo right now, and this will be up toward the Milan area at around 126, and then off toward Huntington at 152. So Milan 126, Huntington at 152 this afternoon. This storm developing in an environment where we have a lot of wind shear. As you go higher in the sky, the winds are faster, they're turning, and so these storms can hit a pocket of shear and start to spin rapidly. That's why we've got this tornado warning that's pretty long lasting. Right now, you know, there's nothing going on in Gibson County. You guys are in the clear, but just giving you plenty of heads up that there is the potential here. This is what we saw with the storm that was back toward Rutherford and Greenfield. It hit a pocket of shear and just started to spin very quickly and dropped a quick tornado in that area. And so we'll continue to watch here as this thing progresses off to the northeast at about 45 miles per hour. Still not seeing anything on the rotation side of things that is real concerning. Yes, there is some rotation here, but we're not seeing the greens and reds just yet. We're just kind of seeing more of the winds blowing out from this storm, and that's again over toward the Alamo area, not quite up into the local 6 area just yet, but here around Humboldt, that's where we're going to have to watch this one here carefully over the next little bit.
It looks like they're going to let the severe thunderstorm warning in Henry County expire.
Okay. So our severe thunderstorm warning in Henry County getting ready to expire, and that will be at 1 o'clock as this storm is weakening quite a bit here around the Paris area. It's still producing some heavy rain, but the severe weather threat is diminishing. Also, the warning here for Stewart County, you see that just flashed yellow, so they've taken the tornado possible tag off of that. Just unfortunately, this storm hitting an area here in Gibson County from Rutherford and then up to Weakley County near Dresden. Eerily familiar path to what we had a couple of years ago with the storm that hit there around Dresden on December 10th. And this is going to be, unfortunately, you know, for some spots, just a very similar type deal that hit there. Now, this storm that's farther south, not as impressive on radar just yet compared to what the storm that hit Rutherford was a little while ago. Of course, our thoughts and prayers with the folks there in Rutherford and Dresden, where we're dealing with some damage here this morning, or this afternoon now. This storm, again, it's just kind of a little ragged looking right now, honestly. Doesn't look terribly concerning. There's not much to show you on the velocity scan. And that hook echo is not quite as well defined with this storm either. So as it moves up here into Humboldt and Milan, that's going to be where we have the potential for some problems out of this storm if it continues on. Now, if it continues to weaken as it's doing so right now, I don't believe at the moment that it looks quite as organized as it did back just a little bit ago. But we'll watch this one here. Again, our tornado warning until 1:30 for us in Gibson County. That currently is our only tornado warning that we're monitoring. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning in Henry County, but that's going to expire here in about 1 minute. You can see 1:30 here, the expiration time on our tornado warning here in Gibson County. Let me come off screen here and check on the feed from the National Weather Service. Nothing new on that. All right. So right now, again, wanted to pass along for folks in the Dresden communities. Stay clear of around Evergreen Street, Summers Road, Davis Memorial Road. We have had reports of damage in that area, and folks are trying to respond to that right now. All right, let's go back for a wider perspective here, kind of give you a reset across the local 6 region. Good news is that for the vast majority of us, the threat for severe weather is over with. Right now, western Kentucky, aside from perhaps Trigg and Christian County, we're pretty much in the clear, no issues for the rest of the afternoon there. It's farther to the south that we have some problems here in northwest sections of Tennessee. That's kind of the one area where we're still keeping a close eye on the storm that's coming up toward the Gibson County area. And again, our Stewart County storm, we continue with a severe thunderstorm warning here for you guys. For the Dover area, that's mainly going to be for a wind and hail threat on this storm. But our tornado warning here in Gibson County, southern Gibson County, continues on until 1:30 this afternoon. Areas including Humboldt, Milan, and Trenton, Tennessee included in that. This is a radar indicated area of rotation. So far, we have not seen anything that would lead us to believe that there's a tornado on the ground with this, but we still need to take this seriously and move into our interior hallway, closets. If you have a basement, you need to head there as well. And this is the reason why. The storm that's here around Alamo, we've got a hook here that is a sign of rotation and moving off to the north of Humboldt. Let's check the debris signature on this. And a tornado warning just dropped there. All right. So not seeing any signs of rotation producing damage at the moment, but we'll watch this carefully. So for now, the tornado warning is expired. Let's show you that there is a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag, and that goes until 1:15. So tornado possible until 1:15 here. We'll have to watch out in between Trenton and Humboldt, Tennessee for this storm as it moves off to the northeast at around 45 miles per hour. The tornado warning has been allowed to expire. The storm not looking as impressive as it did just a little bit ago. And as we widen the view here again, most of northwest Tennessee, things are calming down. Some showers and storms up here toward the Stewart County area, still prompting a severe thunderstorm warning there as well. We'll continue to watch this storm that's here moving into Gibson County. It does have that tornado possible tag. If it should happen to intensify, get stronger, or if there's new signs of a tornado threat redeveloping with this storm, of course, we'll come back on and give you updates on that. For now, we'll take a break and we'll get you back to regular programming.
Cash. Travelled by Luis, nicked away from him by Jesus, on by Saka. And stolen back by Cash, and Cash drives on and drives wide.